Galaxy Mission Breakout. That ride sucks.
I love that ride.
I know, that's why I said it. Oh, that's really pretty.
We are professionals.
We're back up.
We're back.
I know, I heard him.
Okay.
Just want to make sure that what we're listening to is actually.
We're back up.
We're back.
So look, whenever you watch this on YouTube, it's not going to have this part. It'll have this part explaining why it doesn't have the beginning of the show. But for all you people who are just watching this on YouTube, go download the podcast. Actually, just never watch anything back on YouTube. We're not that good looking. Just always download the podcast.
Speak for yourself.
Thank you for your time. Did that make it in the garbage?
It did.
Hell yeah. All right, let's start with our topic, which is who brings a baby to Disneyland?
A lot of people.
Yeah, but why?
I have, because it's fun.
Is it fun?
It is fun.
All right, so here's what I want from you guys. Instead of just telling me it's fun, I want you to give me, what did I say, 5? Like your top 5 things to do with the baby? Or
I have way more than 5.
Really?
I have 19.
You have 19 things to do?
19 tips for when you are taking your baby to Disneyland.
Okay. Bev, how many do you have? You can tell we do a lot of prep for the show.
955.
You have 55.
No, I have 5. I'm counting.
Okay.
I have 5.
Okay. That's good. That's good. I was like, wow, how did you say 50? Well, go ahead, Terrence.
I'm probably just going to build off of Terrence's.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so first of all, let's start with where you're going to stay. I think you guys said you're planning on staying at the Disneyland Hotel. I believe the Disneyland Hotel is the best resort to stay at, or the best hotel to stay at the Disneyland Resort. Proximity to the park.
Yeah.
So, I know that you could stay at the Grand Californian and walk in, but you also can't afford to eat if you stay there. So
right, and I like eating.
Yeah, I know, I do too. So Disneyland Hotel, you're right there at the monorail. It takes you into
ish,
exactly. But it takes you into Tomorrowland, which is great. The hotel's pool area is fantastic, and we'll get into that a little bit later because I think it's good to go back and take a break from time to time.
Yeah, and I definitely agree, and that's what we're planning on doing.
Right.
But real quick about the 2 hotels, I've stayed in both. And I kind of prefer the Disneyland Hotel.
I like it better as well.
Cheaper. It doesn't have the grand lobby,
right?
Which you can just go into the Grand Californian and experience anyway.
Exactly.
But the rooms aren't really that much better.
No, I don't. I agree.
And for the price, I don't think it's worth it.
For the price point, I agree. And I know a lot of people will say, "Well, we'll stay across the street. We'll stay at a different hotel. We'll rent a house." But when you have small kids, what happens because of the fact that Disneyland is it's like a sensory overload for a lot of kids. You can't really leave the park very easily and get back to your hotel that is a ways away.
Right.
It's difficult to do that. And so it's better to be in close proximity to the park so that if you have to go back for a meltdown or you have to go back for a nap, it's very easy to get there.
That's pretty much on par with the way I'm thinking about it as well. I understand that we're going to want a break. She's going to want a break. And even if she doesn't want a break, if she's sleeping in the thing, might just bring her back anyways and give her a nap and kind of not let her overload. But, as a new parent, I don't know if that's even a thing. It's even necessary or not. I don't know how to operate my child. I really don't. I'm very, the kid's running on empty a lot of the time, and I don't know how to fix that. So hopefully by November it'll be different, but who knows?
Well, you can't. That's number one. You just
because I have a hammer, and I'm thinking that it might be if you hit the catalytic converter.
No. Different things.
No, you just roll with it, man. You just got to roll with it. You got to let each other figure each other out. Because that's the thing, is that as frustrated as a parent can be in the middle of Disneyland when their kid's going crazy and they don't know what's going on, when your kid is 3 months, 4 months, 5 months old, your kid's also frustrated that you, as a parent, don't know how to soothe them. Like, what's wrong with you? You should know exactly what I want at this point. So you're both trying to figure each other out, so you just roll with it. Oh, it is what it is. Okay. I have more experience than you, so you can trust me. So you just kind of roll with it. So the first thing I would say is stay close. I do recommend Disneyland Hotel. Bev, I'm not sure if you agree.
This is probably the only thing on your list. I've never stayed at any of the Disneyland hotels because ain't nobody trying to pay for that. But right. This is probably the one thing on Terrence's list that he and I are going to agree on.
Okay. I don't think that's true.
Wow.
I think we'll agree on more.
Shots fired. Welcome, Taren.
All right. Hey, Taren.
Hi.
How are you doing? We're just in the first tip, which is, of course, to stay at the Disneyland Hotel.
Were you in cahoots with Jason?
I was not. No, it helped so much. It's helped so much.
Number 2.
It doesn't help your wallet, though.
It doesn't help your wallet, but it helps your sanity.
Write weekly emails to your wife's boss, encouraging her to give a raise so you can quit one of your 5 jobs.
So one of the things that you're saying is going back to the hotel. I think that you should bring swim trunks or a bathing suit or whatever it is, because especially if you stay at the Disneyland Hotel, the pool,
whatever it is.
Well, because I don't want to tell you to bring a bikini, and you bring a bikini, like, well, Terrence told me to bring a bikini. You know what I mean? So don't put that on me.
It is a problem. Jason really does listen word for word to what you say.
Yes,
pretty much.
Yes.
Takes you very literally.
No, I know, and I mean this literally.
Sometimes too literally.
But bring something to go swimming in, and take your kid into the pool at the Disneyland Hotel, especially if you have older kids as well. The slides that they have there are awesome. The pool that they have there is great for kids as well. They have another smaller wading pool, and just take a break. A lot of times it's going to be hot down there anyway, and it's a nice way to cool off. And they have drink service poolside as well for the adults.
That is true.
Yes. So I would definitely do that. Bring something for the pool. Beverly?
What? Sorry, I had my headphones off. My turn?
As if we're in like 2 separate rooms and she couldn't hear you.
I wasn't paying attention.
Obviously she couldn't.
Yeah.
I could. And I think that maybe Terrence and I Disneyland differently.
Okay.
I've never used a pool ever once at a hotel I've stayed at there.
Well, what's your day? When your kid wants a break, what do you do? Or when you want a break, what do you do?
Okay, so I don't, typically.
Okay.
Mostly because I feel like I'm paying a premium to be there, even though I have a pass.
You still are.
So I
true.
am going to get every single minute out of that day.
Okay.
I very rarely will leave the park in the middle of the day. Even with a small kid, she slept in her stroller.
How old was she when you first
time we brought her, she was 10 months old.
Okay.
Okay. And ours is going to be what, 8?
8
months, yeah. And the thing is that Abby,
she's a special kid.
She's Abby normal. Like, she is, like, for real.
She was extreme. She wasn't temperamental at all. She was very easygoing, very chill, very relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure that but I feel like that has a lot to do with how we sort of presented. Like, she didn't really have the option to lose her crap and make us leave. Like, she dealt with it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying there weren't moments where she was a turd. Absolutely. But we didn't leave. Suck it up. We have one rule. You do not cry at Disneyland.
And you're 2 and under in Disneyland.
No matter
Always.
That's the second one.
Whatever.
Yeah. Hello, I am 2 years old. Please, thank you.
She's always 2 o'clock.
Right.
2 o'clock. 2 years old.
Yeah, and I'm not even concerned about the meltdown or anything like that. I mean, I don't know how you communicate with a 10-month-old, hey, you can't cry here, like, instead of just kind of shushing her and whatever.
Yeah, you don't.
You don't, right? I mean, our kid is really good being out in the open and being in crowds. When you try to put her to sleep, that's when she just becomes
a different person.
Right, exactly right. She's an animal, and it's very weird. So I would be surprised if she sleeps in the stroller.
Do you guys have one of those chest carrying things? That might be a good option for you.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
And she probably would sleep in that. We haven't actually held her long enough.
I like how I ask you, and I bought it for you.
Oh, yeah.
Like, no,
good effort, Bev.
No, we returned that.
Oh, fair enough.
Like, our kid doesn't cuddle. Our kid doesn't sit still. Our kid is a shark. She is constantly moving, constantly fidgeting. I think that she would have a better option to sleep in the stroller than holding her.
Okay, well, let's talk about the stroller real quick. Let's talk about a tip for that. So for the stroller, they have strollers for rent there. I think that's a bad idea.
Don't rent them.
No.
Right, and because one of the reasons is you want a stroller.
Hepatitis.
Okay, that'll prevent hepatitis. You also want a stroller where your kid will be able to sleep in it, and you want a stroller that's going to have enough storage
space
for your stuff as well.
Right.
I would recommend bringing your own stroller. When I say this, and Angry Becca, and I disagreed on this, she was saying just to bring an umbrella stroller. Disagree. No storage at all. I would bring a normal stroller, but make sure it's a stroller that can recline as well for when they do fall asleep, and you can recline it for them. Make sure that it's something that has a lot of room for storage underneath as well.
Okay.
Because all your friends are going to put their crap in it.
It's going to happen.
I don't
it's
know who
definitely
would do
going to
that.
happen. I do agree with Beverly. I would bring a carrier as well for just when the baby gets sick and tired of being in the stroller, or if a baby that maybe sleeps a little bit better when they're on you, bring that as well. I would also say bring 2 different bags with you. I know we disagree. That's fine. I would bring 2 different bags. One
Are you right, Bev?
I'm fine. I had a little.
I can tell. Right.
One being a larger backpack. And now I know that Beverly, because we were talking on the way here, that she's saying you just throw your stuff underneath. But
You're taking away what I was going to say.
That was one word.
Auctioneer? What is that? So I'm not going to say what I just said then. I'll just say that for me, when I go, we tend to have a lot of the room underneath our stroller filled with storage stuff. So we have a backpack, and normally I wear the backpack.
Yeah.
And it is our diaper bag and then our other things that we might need. So like snacks. We always bring a lot of snacks and water and things of that nature into the park. Then we have a smaller bag, and the smaller bag is something that we don't leave at the stroller when we go to rides. It has maybe our phones in it, or our essential items that we cannot lose.
Like your wallet.
Like our wallet, and we take that onto the ride with us.
Well, that's what a fanny pack's for.
Thank
right?
you. Okay, so
again,
don't take the things that I'm going to say.
Well, I don't know.
Or a fanny pack.
Okay.
So I would definitely do that. I mean, it's up to you. It depends on how old. I know we're talking about Alice right now, but for people who might have a little bit older kids,
sure,
they may not need a backpack. They may not need that whole diaper bag. But I'm telling you, when you have a smaller kid, they tend to pee, and as soon as they're done peeing and you change their diaper, they then look at you and poop, and it's usually a blowout. And so you want to make sure you have a lot of diapers there. There are areas where you can get replenishments of diapers, and we'll talk about that as well, but I would do that.
See, here's I had this plan when before the kid showed up to sort of like pseudo potty train her early on, where you like after a change, like you go into the restroom, right, and take the diaper off, and then you kind of squat over the toilet with the kid. And then you supposedly are supposed to like make some sound or whatever to help them go, and then eventually, whenever they do go in the toilet, to prevent something like that, right? Mm-hmm. Then you go, yeah, cool. And then it's even if they don't catch on, it's just a way to prevent that from happening. Or whenever you go to the bathroom, you just do that with them to hopefully save a diaper. How plausible?
Zero.
On a scale of
0 to 0.
Homemade churros to we'll be living on Mars next year. How plausible is that?
We'll be living on Mars.
Living on Pluto. It's not plausible.
No.
And that'll take me, and that takes me into my next point.
Is it still involved in the same thing, or should I add on to?
Do you mean like how plausible at Disneyland, or just in general?
No, how plausible at Disneyland?
Not plausible.
Why not? Tell me why.
It's not going to happen, and you're not going to want to happen, and you're not going to want to spend all that time doing something completely futile in the bathroom like that.
And also, the changing stations at Disneyland. Oh dear!
Wow, what was that?
I'm a hot mess right now. I don't know what's wrong with me. The changing stations at Disneyland are outside of the restrooms, so that would mean that you would need to lay her down on the changing table. Mm-hmm. Do her thing.
Yeah.
Leave all your stuff there. Take your naked baby into the bathroom. Hold her over the stall. Have her, quote unquote, do her thing. Walk back out. Lay her back down. Put a fresh diaper on her.
Okay. Not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen. It's literally no.
Okay.
Okay. So
I'm gonna add on on Terrence.
Ooh, she snapped.
We talked about this.
Bev snapped at Terrence.
I did. That was rude. I'm sorry.
Jeez.
I love you.
Yeah, whatever.
I love you a long time.
Don't touch me.
I do not bring a bag. When Abby was 10 months old, I didn't bring a bag into the...
You didn't bring any diapers?
Because she forgot.
No, not true. No. Okay, that's not true. I brought it in like one time. We were there for a couple days. I brought it in the first day, and then I was like, this is stupid. We have to go through security. They check through everything. I made my stroller had a bunch of compartments, so I designated one compartment for diapers and wipes. So I eliminated them having to go through the bag, and then they just went through my stroller.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't think like pushing a stroller is enough of a pain in the rear end.
The butt.
Having a backpack and it's hot and you're kind of annoyed because there's people. Like, it's not my jam.
Okay.
No, I understand.
That's my thing.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
I get that. I would say, just to push back a little bit, I would say that if you are planning on getting a lot of souvenirs, you're going to have a lot of stuff underneath your stroller already. And if you want to bring in snacks, it's just maybe not going to work that way. So it depends on what you're planning to bring in. If you're only bringing in the essentials,
right,
and you're only taking out the essentials, absolutely don't bring in another bag.
Like, I don't worry so much about dropping $7 or $10 on a locker. I don't worry about that. And plus, if you got souvenirs at some stores, you can leave them there, and then you can pick them up at the front.
Correct.
And also, don't they deliver them if you're staying at a Disneyland hotel? They deliver them?
Absolutely.
Deliver them to your room.
Hey, you should be a Disney mom.
I'm going to try to be. God, I hope I win. I hope I win and you guys lose.
I do, too. First of all, it wouldn't be a loss if you win. It would just be a misplaced opportunity for me to succeed where you failed. But.
You would still be jealous.
Of course.
Super jelly.
Well, you have to take me when you go to the trip.
Is that in my contract?
Yes.
Do I have a contract?
I'm mentally downloading it to your no uplink right now. Yes. You have a contract. And by receiving it, you've acknowledged.
Okay, so
continue, Terrence.
I would also say, just to go back to your I'm going to potty train my kid at Disneyland thing, you need to have
That's one way of saying it.
You need to have realistic expectations. So if you're,
it's like you know me.
If you're going in, I know, right? If you're going into Disneyland thinking that this is going to be the easiest thing ever, then you're going to be frustrated as soon as it doesn't become the easiest thing ever. And I'm telling you right now, it will not be the easiest thing ever.
That sounds like just having a kid. Yep. I thought it was going to be real easy.
You would think, right?
Yeah.
That's strange how that happens.
Well, honestly, the hardest part we have is just sleeping. Everything else, she's great, perfect kid.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just want to point that out as many times as possible.
That's fine. So, because
Bev lies about how good her kid is. Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
He's actually amazing.
Yes, she does.
So, because of the fact that the unexpected will happen, I would take advantage of the baby care centers. And Beverly, you've tried those before.
Wait, you can leave the baby there? It's like a babysitter?
The funny thing is that at Disneyland Hotel, they do have babysitting.
Oh, jeez.
Hell.
You won't even leave the kid with, like, our friends at this point. So you're not...
Well, not our friends. Certain people. But I'll leave if Bev or whoever this person, Terrence, wants to take the kid for a couple years. That's fine. I'm fine with it.
Tripping.
But I also feel like if there's a baby care service, there's a babysitting service at the Disneyland Hotel, I feel like it's a little bit better than like going on the Nextdoor app or Craigslist and finding a babysitter for 4 hours who has like mung on her carpet or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I would feel comfortable leaving it with a cast member.
Really?
I don't know.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I do not.
Really?
I would also think it would be incredibly turd-like for you to take your kid to Disneyland and then leave it somewhere so somebody else could watch it while you go have fun.
I'll be like that terrible mom in a Disney documentary.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was actually just going to reference her.
I only bring my kid to Disneyland once a year, but I go 12 times.
Yeah.
Cool.
I know.
He gets overstimulated. Oh, you mean as a kid?
Yeah.
No, I really wouldn't do that. I'm just saying it just is an option. Why is it an option?
It's an option because
enough people had to ask for it.
Because Trader Sam's is there, homie. That's why.
Well, and maybe it's just
that's
why.
honey.
It's just for going to a restaurant or something.
Yeah, it's probably not an all day. We'll be back at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Bro,
Also, it's probably $50
it's 10
an
in the
hour.
morning.
Oh.
What do you mean you'll be back
Heck
at 8
yeah.
p.m.?
Yeah, 8 p.m. tomorrow.
Right.
We're actually heading down to San Diego.
So, baby care centers.
Yes, I have used the baby care center. I was quite happy with them.
What is the baby care
center? The baby care
center
center is, so they have, it's just this, I don't know where they are.
There's
I
two
should
of
know
them.
this.
There's one that's at the end of
Thank
Main
you, Terrence.
Street. No problem. There's one that's in the Main Street. I looked this up.
Like behind the hot dog cart, right? The
Yes.
corn dog cart?
Yes, that's the one I went to.
There's one there. There's one in DCA, and it's near the wharf across from the bakery tour, the entrance to the bakery tour.
Oh, okay.
So it's just this, it's very quiet. There's this they have private rooms if you need to nurse.
Oh.
They have little rocking chairs in there.
Can I go in there and bottle feed?
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
No, the rocking, like to sit away from Main Street and be in the rocking chair.
It's nice.
Hell yeah. I'm looking forward to that.
They have little bathrooms in there for kids too, like with the small potties.
Like, do you have to
cute.
crouch to get in them? Is that how, like?
Well, an adult would. It's a small toilet.
Break the toilet.
No, I mean just physically the bathroom. Never mind. It's a stupid joke. Continue.
I only used it the once, but I did notice that they have when you walk in, there's a nice lady there. She looks like a nursemaid. And they have almost like a glass display of things that they sell. So they sell baby food if you forgot to pack baby food, and they sell I don't think they give you diapers and stuff for free. I don't know that for a fact.
Throw a couple bucks and buy a diaper too.
Yeah.
Right.
And they have wipes and like other.
I'm okay with that. That's fine.
But that's it's actually a really cool thing that they offer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so make sure if you guys need to, for baby Alice or anyone listening, make sure to take
Courtney's
care of that.
kid.
Yeah, Courtney's kid, exactly. So also, so this is the next thing, is know what you can ride besides Fantasyland rides.
Yeah, I'm curious about that.
There are over 45 attractions that are any height.
Really?
Yes.
But you have to be careful with that, because there are attractions that are any height, but if you're looking at an 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-month-old, there's some rides that just because it's any height, they probably still shouldn't go on it.
Like
Okay.
what?
Okay, so
Haunted Mansion.
So Haunted Mansion, I think, is okay. That's one of the rides I would say outside of Fantasyland that it's okay to go with. But in my opinion, there's also Fantasyland rides that you probably shouldn't take a kid that young on, because it's overstimulating. Like Snow White is freaky for little kids. Absolutely freaky
Never
for
had a
little
problem
kids.
with it.
I know, because Abby is amazing.
She's not amazing. She's a normal human being.
But I have a question.
She can't, because then every other baby in the world is abnormal.
No.
Yeah.
Abby's not that great.
She really is.
No. Go ahead.
Taren, sorry.
So if you were going to compare Haunted Mansion and Snow White, would you maybe take the kid on Snow White to see if they handle that well and then go to the mansion?
So one of my suggestions, because people have asked this before, one of my suggestions is if you want to find out how much a kid can handle because of sensory problems, things like that, I would not start with Haunted Mansion. I would not start with Snow White. I would actually start with
Scary Farm.
I would start with Mr. Yeah, not Scary Farm. Did I tell you? I told that story, right?
Yeah, like 5 times.
Sorry. So I would start with Mr. Toad's. It's usually a shorter line. It's a shorter ride as well. It's intense.
Mr. Toad goes to hell.
Yes, but it's not. They don't know that. They just know this is the sensory part. You know, it's a ride. You're kind of weaving in and out of things as well. You kind of get a feeling. Like if you're like, oh, I'm going to see if they'll be okay with Haunted Mansion or Splash Mountain, I'm going to take them on Peter Pan. Like it doesn't make sense. But Toads is the one that would be the baseline for me. Of
how young do you think that would be the youngest to take a kid on any of those rides? Because I'm thinking about them, and they all seem. Well, they're all dark, right? They all have a scary component to them, and to me, they all kind of seem inappropriate for an 8-month-old child.
I've had 8-month-old children on there, and it's been fine. But there is between
when you come home, all the cats in your neighborhood start disappearing.
Oh, right, exactly. But between 1 and 14 months, there's like a switch that kind of flips where they have more of an idea of what's going on, and there is more attention to what's going on in the world around them and more interaction with what's going on in the world around them. And there was a good 2 or 3 month or 4 month span where Jack, my oldest, did not like the dark rides. Now
that's where they're scared.
That's where they get scared, because they can understand. Right, they can understand the real feeling of being scared at that moment. Don't look at me right now. I can see your judgment.
Bev is judging.
One kid who was perfect, and I have 3 kids I had to work on. So I may know what I'm talking about. Oh
we should stop saying that. It's not true.
So
I didn't say she's perfect.
I know.
She's just real good.
Yeah.
So Snow White is one of the ones I would probably stay away from unless they can handle Mr. Toes. If they can do that, then I would try Haunted Mansion. Haunted Mansion, especially for Nightmare Before Christmas is actually a little less scary.
That's what I was thinking. Even maybe as the regular, it might be less. It's less like in your face.
It's less in your face, but the scariest part on that entire ride is the elevator scene. The loud noise and screaming from above. So that's the part that's scary.
That's true. Actually, Abby never liked that part.
Yeah.
That is a fact.
Miss Perfect didn't like the thing.
No, she had this turd in the elevator with her who would scream along with the guy.
Yeah.
Those people suck.
By the that is the worst. Like you can stop in your tracks and look at your map and do all the things to annoy everybody, but if you repeat that the narration scene in the elevator and then scream, you suck. You just leave. Leave my park. I'm in a social club. I own that park. I'm getting my vest. Anyway, we do have earmuffs.
So the noise canceling headphones?
Yeah, because we were supposed to go to a concert on Friday night with the kid, and we're like, it's probably not going to be the best thing to do.
Was this?
It might be wise. It might be smart to take those. Actually.
Yeah, and so in case,
especially in that screaming elevator scene like that, it might be a good idea to throw those on her in that part.
Yeah, I wonder if just for every ride.
I wouldn't say for every ride.
I don't think it's necessary for every ride.
I think it's good to expose her to these things.
Well, yeah, but I think the visual is going to be a lot for her to handle, and I wonder if and this is the part about, and forgive me because I know part of this is going to be like some sort of like parenting podcast, and I don't want it to be that, but part of me wonders if we would be too soft on the kid if we tried to protect her from some of that, or if we're not good parents if we don't.
There's a balance there.
Yeah, but and that's the balance that I don't know the right thing to do. I don't know how to find it.
I would say start, like just go on a ride. Go take her on Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
See how she does with that. Don't cover her ears. If she flips out, cover her ears.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a balance, and there's going to be tension there. I want to expose my kid. I want to protect my kid, and you have to find the sweet spot there. So
take her on teacups is what you're saying.
So I think
teacups is actually terrible for little kids.
Would you say that like
this is terrible?
That's a joke.
Okay,
everybody.
Sorry, I just wanted
so
jokes.
Since we're talking about various rides, is there like an order of like Fantasyland rides that you would ramp up? Like you said, maybe start with Alice in Wonderland, which I could kind of see that.
Start with Peter Pan.
Peter Pan is the first one I would start with.
It's pretty easy.
Calm down over there.
Yeah, Peter Pan is an
my
easy.
microphone down apparently.
Peter Pan's an easy ride.
Pinocchio's
an easy ride as well. When you get to Alice isn't necessarily freaky. I think Alice is still lower. Of course, no. Actually, before you get to any of those. Dumbo, Casey Jr. Train, the
I was thinking
Boat.
Casey Jr. I was also thinking Small World.
Small World as well.
Abby loved Small World. Actually, the only ride she ever freaked out at. I'm gonna throw something at you right
Seriously,
now.
can we turn your mic off?
Actually, she was so good. She was dancing on top of my head, just like one of the dolls. It was amazing.
I hate you. And you love her, so shut up.
Yeah. You know, Abby invented Small World.
Oh my God!
She wrote that song.
You need to turn your mic off.
You need to speak into your microphone.
You're right. You asked for help and suggestions, and I'm just giving them to you.
Go ahead, please.
Please continue.
Thank you, Taren.
You're welcome.
The only ride she ever freaked out on was Dumbo. Huh. Because they won't let her sit. So actually, this might be a thing. They say any height, but they're not allowed to sit on your lap. They have to sit on their butt on the plastic.
On all of the rides?
On
those rides. You can
on those rides.
You can lap sit on other rides.
But on like that and the circular one in Tomorrowland. The rocket thing.
Rocket Johns.
She can't sit on. They can't sit on your lap. They have to sit.
Orbiter.
They have to sit on the plastic, and she was not having that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I bet our kid would love that.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Stop comparing children.
So
it's
Small
not
World.
That's what I'm saying.
So Small World. Small World, Pinocchio, Peter Pan for sure, Casey Jr. Circus Train, Canal Boats. Nothing scary about any of those.
Yeah.
When you start,
the canal boats are just terrible.
I actually enjoy it.
I kind
of like it too.
I enjoy it.
Oh God!
But you know what?
The line is so terrible.
The detail and no leaded windows.
The line's
That's
gross.
amazing.
No leaded windows? What does that mean?
He wanted them to be real windows. Like he wanted. Walt was insistent that it was real windows and all the little miniatures.
Oh.
I don't think I would do the storybook canal boats just because I would worry about
falling into the water.
Dude, so we're trying to feed her, and again, I apologize. You don't care about me raising my kid. I'm not trying to like get too deep into that, but I'm going to anyway. Today, Taren was trying to experiment with like giving her little chunky foods, like chunks of banana in her oatmeal or whatever.
Right.
and I was sweating.
He was literally like his back was wet.
I was so nervous about her choking that I had sweat on my forehead and my back. I was nervous.
Yeah.
And then at one point, she just seemed like she couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
And she was like, I'm like, what is happening? Why are we killing our child? And it turns out everything's fine.
Strange.
Which is also why I think we should go on story. I think that the Storybook Canal would be an excellent ride for her to go on.
Yes.
It's the word. Okay, let's imagine that the boat sings.
It's like we're going down, dunk, and then you hit the bottom.
It's like 4 feet of water.
Yeah.
She falls in. She's under the water. We catch her, and everything's fine. Like that's the absolute worst case scenario.
I'll have to stand up. You'll have to like dog paddle because you're like 3 feet tall.
I don't think that there has ever been.
I'm not saying sinking, but if it flips or someone gets all spazzy and then I'm holding the kid and go whoops, and I throw her up in the air like all comedically like I'm in like a pie fight, in a movie, like whoa, where's the banana peel? Hey yo.
Maybe just me and the baby will go on it.
No, because then I'll be pacing back and forth, just like in the 50s in the delivery room. Like, is it out yet?
But at least you won't throw her over.
You are an idiot.
I'm an idiot also.
Yes. You're all an idiot.
Okay, so those are the rides for Fantasyland. Also, Tiki Room is a great.
The Tiki Room is
great attraction
great
for kids as well. There's a lot to see.
That's a good idea.
Jungle Cruise, love the Jungle Cruise. It's a way of taking them to the zoo without going to the zoo. They get to see all the animals as well.
And by the way, I don't like zoos. I think zoos are cruel.
We've talked about that.
I know, I don't
We've
like
talked about it, but this isn't a real zoo.
But we are going to take her to the Oakland Zoo.
Well, we have to
kinda
just to
cool.
perpetuate.
Yeah, we just went, and this
I mean, it's cool.
Oakland Zoo has a whole new zoo up at the top. Up at the top of the hill. There's you take a gondola.
I don't think we
Not
make
the
enough money
little,
to
not
go
the
to the
little
zoo.
gondola. It's the big gondola.
Oh,
Is
they
it
have a big one?
enclosed?
Yeah, it's completely enclosed.
okay.
You take it up, and then
I
they
know
have
what
a
Jake gondola you're
whole
talking
new zoo.
about.
Anyway,
The one that takes you over the lions, and you're like, oh, cool.
yeah,
My cousin would rock that thing.
your cousin's an idiot.
Oh, he's a jerk.
Pirates of the Caribbean, for
Pirates
sure.
of the Caribbean.
Really, you don't think that's too?
It's not
So
too much.
I
It's
remember
not
going
too
on
much.
that
It's
with
not too
Abby
much.
as a baby, and so I actually thought about that one, and I was like, it seems terrifying, but
It's not too much.
But how old of a baby are we talking?
I don't
Like,
remember.
wasn't she over a year old when we were going with her? 2
First
years
time
old?
we all went together. She was 10 months old.
When we went together?
Yes. When our blobber.
First of all, how do you know that?
Because Sam was like, why in the hell are we taking a 10-month-old to Disneyland?
We took a 13-month-old because there's a picture of you holding Jack. Same trip.
That kid was 13?
13 months old.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't understand babies and the sizes.
Oh,
and
wait, so he was 13,
ages.
so she was younger than 10 months old.
Yeah. She was like 8 or
She was like
9. 8 or 9, yeah.
8 or 9 months old.
Yeah.
So she was Alice's age.
Yeah. Perfect timing.
Okay.
Another,
right.
one, and it's bordering Fantasyland and Tomorrowland, is the Finding Nemo submarine voyage.
I was curious about that one because I would use her as an excuse to go on it because I kind of want to go on it again. But then, okay, what happens if she flips her lid in there?
So if she flips her lid,
You ride it.
You ride it, but they can also open the hatch for you, and you can sit up there. So
that's right.
you can do stuff like that. The reason why I like it is because it's great for pictures as well, and it's a slow moving ride. It's air conditioned, which is fantastic on hot days for kids as well. I think it's a great ride. I loved it. My kids still love it. Another one, the Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
ride.
yeah.
For sure, dude.
I hate that ride.
You mean Splash Mountain?
I like that ride.
Oh,
The, what's that ride in Toontown?
Roger Rabbit.
Roger Rabbit.
Oh,
Roger Rabbit cartoon spin.
because you don't have to spin.
Absolutely not.
Well, no, but it's so dark.
We were in line. You and somebody were trying to teach Abby how to walk in that line.
Yeah, I remember
don't
that.
remember. I mean, I remember being in that line when there was a code V.
Yeah,
There was certainly a code V.
that was gross.
That was not us.
That was the same trip.
Really?
And Abby wasn't walking yet. She was,
No,
like,
I
barely-
don't think that's correct. I
Taren?
think she was banging
Yeah.
on the oil drums. Or was that Homeboy's
that was Blobber's kids because they were a lot younger then too.
Oh, Canadians. Here, let me ask you a question to kind of segue.
And we spun like slowly, not like crazy, but
okay. When how is sleep affected by all this sensory overload? I think Taren and I, speaking for the both of us, think that maybe our kid is affected more than she might be by being overloaded by too many people or whatever. After a day like Disneyland, when you get back to the hotel and it's time for bed, is that an actual thing? Do you find that your kid slept better or worse or the same?
Way better.
I would say the same. And 96% of the time, there was no. Let's go
96?
96% of the time.
Cool analogy.
Shut up. God, I hate you so much today.
97.259.
Yes, that. There was never a go back to the hotel and get ready for bed because she passed down in the stroller on the way back.
Okay.
My kids. Okay, so the schedule's going to be completely off.
Yeah, okay.
So just know that. The schedule's completely off.
Do you just not worry about it? Do you just let go of the schedule?
You don't worry
think about it.
You play it all by ear. You don't worry about it. We were lucky to get maybe 1 or 2 30 to 45 minutes naps out of our kids in the stroller in the park, just because they are excited and they want to go and they want to do and they want to touch and all of that. And so at night, they are absolutely exhausted. And there were nights, like normally they would wake up at like 6 in the morning on their own, and there's nights where they're sleeping from like 8 to like 9 in the morning and still passed out because they're so tired.
Also, Terrence's children don't stroller. That's a thing. They've never strollered well.
Yeah.
Like been in the stroller or slept in the stroller or both?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Both. Yeah.
So what did you do when they were this young? And if they weren't in the stroller, did you?
Becca strapped him on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Becca, did that when they got a little bit older. The area where the Tomorrowland motorboats were directly across from the Matterhorn. It's now like a little eating the Matterhorn
where the smoking section is.
Yes. Okay. So a few years ago there were not a lot of people in there smoking, and there were times where we would just hang out there for 30 minutes, let them out the stroller, and they're just walking around, toddling around, and getting rid of some of that pent-up energy that they've had just sitting in the stroller all day. And we do that, or just go inside a store and hold their hand and walk around the store. Do something like that just to give them a break as well, because it's got to be hard. As hard as it is for adults to walk around all day, surprisingly, it's just as hard for kids to sit in a stroller all day.
Yeah, I could see that.
I wish I had a stroller for myself.
Well, I think they're called wheelchairs or larks. You can rent them outside of the main gate. I feel the same way about driving down there. Like whenever,
totally. It's going to be a longer ride than we're used to.
We try not to stop, but I think we're going to have to stop maybe once or twice more often just to pull her out. Mm-hmm. Hopefully she'll be walking by then. I don't know. It's
probably not.
No, that's absolutely not.
See, I have no idea. I have no concept of reality.
You guys should drive like halfway and stay the night somewhere. And
we're just gonna go down to Lancaster that first night. It's only 5 hours away.
But like when we stop at In-N-Out, maybe we eat there.
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Instead of run and go.
Yep, I agree. I completely agree. Mm-hmm. Harris Ranch is usually where we would stop.
In-N-Out.
Yeah, that's where we stop. Also.
Another thing I would do for you guys, first trip, take tons of pictures. Mm-hmm. Tons of pictures. Utilize MaxPass and get all of those pictures on your phone as well.
Okay.
There's
with characters?
With characters, without characters, just period. And also look for special areas within the parks that you can take pictures and document her first trip. So the world, as you're going if you're looking at Small World, all the way to the right, actually.
Who isn't? I mean, honestly.
Right. All the way to the right of Small World, there's a wall right there. Take pictures in front of the wall. It'll be a cool background for a picture. Same thing with...
very random of you, but I like that tip.
Things that I've seen as well. The sky wall at the end of Hollywoodland, right there.
The third stall in the first restroom.
Yes. Take a picture of Alice in front of the bathroom at the Tiki Room, the private bathroom. The Frontierland wall it has like a kind of a rustic feel. The Star Wall, they have the launch bay right now, the Star Wars launch bay. In Toontown, there is a big set of doors, a huge set of doors, gates that look like it's just red with white dots. It's Minnie Mouse. Throw some red and white covers on her and take some pictures there.
Smart.
I think just do stuff like that.
Why are you yelling?
I'm just
excited.
Come on, take some pictures
So
there.
excited.
Come on, I've been telling you this forever.
Or have a photo shoot with her. Take multiple pictures at different places with her. I think it'd be great.
Okay.
Do the meet and greets. Get pictures with her and different characters as well. And
Unless she's afraid of characters, and then don't be that guy.
Unless she's afraid of characters as well.
My kid will be too perfect.
Dress her up. We have. I think we probably still have dresses left that were handed down to us from people. So dress her up. You kind of
have to.
Yeah, that is actually really cute.
Yeah. So go on Craigslist and look for.
Look for syphilis-carrying fabric.
Just order them off of eBay.
Go to Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique.
$15.
Yeah,
you can't go to Bibbidi Bobbidi.
I'm saying if you don't, why not?
You cannot go to Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique unless your child is.
Tell me what to do.
They will not allow you to take your child to Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique unless they are over the age of 2 and you have purchased a ticket.
Okay.
That's ridiculous.
I tried when Abby was 2.
Air quotes. 2. She drove you down there, but she's 2.
She's petite.
I would also say make sure if you know that she has some form of a comfort item to bring that as well. So like with Jack, he had his blankie, and we brought his blankie in.
Is that bad that she doesn't have that yet?
Sure she does.
No.
No, she doesn't.
Taren.
She doesn't.
Oh, well, it is me, but... Well, actually, it's probably more Jason.
I
I read... Okay, so this is the parent thing again. I was reading today that, at this age, or even earlier, you can start giving them one of those loveys or something to help them soothe. But, then you also read about SIDS, and you shouldn't have anything in the crib except the baby. So then I'm like, okay, I don't know. We've never put a thing in the crib.
I don't have an answer for that one. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about that.
She does seem to, she'll grab napkins. She wants
she'll grab
something.
Everything.
Well, yeah.
Well, she's at that age. She's going to grab everything.
Well, I think it just, by the time we leave, things will be totally different.
Probably.
So we'll worry about the.
She'll be doing trigonometry.
Yeah.
Great. Another thing I would say is that if she falls asleep, or whoever's listening to your kid falls asleep in the stroller, homie, go to Carthay.
Yeah, leave them. Don't pick them up. Don't try to hold them on a ride and be that guy.
So don't
go
get
a
single park ticket, because we considered that.
How many days are you guys going?
We'd probably think 2.
It's up to you. I just know that an awake 8-month-old is not going to be chill enough most of the time to let you hang out at Carthay.
Yeah.
So.
True.
You know what I mean? And if that's important and something you want to do.
But obviously.
I would say consider getting a park hopper.
Obvi.
2 more. Get an individual silhouette of Alice, and then also get a family silhouette if you can as well, and have something like that, something to bring home. This is my last one because depending on how hot it is, get one of the fans that has a mister as well to kind of wet her down from time to time if she gets overheated. The other one is in New Orleans Square.
Spray bottle. They're not.
Will you stop interrupting the man, please?
Sorry, I'm just trying to save you $1.
The other one.
Do it anyway. It's fun.
I know. The other one. This is
$25.
I know this is for them, but this is not for them. Yeah. This is for anyone listening. The other one is in New Orleans Square, and this helped us a lot because it was super bright one of the times we went. New Orleans Square, past Pirates, not quite to Mansion on the left-hand side. There was a kiosk where they sell really cute-looking parasols. And we got a parasol for Frankie, and she still uses that to this day.
We did that for, I think, the Push Kids.
Yeah, we did. We did that for somebody.
Pushkins. I think it was them. Okay.
All right, that's my ideas.
Well, that's cool. Those are good ideas, most of them. Do you have anything to add to that?
I mean, Terrence kind of took all of them, and I just added to what I needed to. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
So you're good.
Yeah. I stand by that. I really only agreed with 3 things he said.
What was the one thing that you disagree the most with, Terrence? What do you think he's totally wrong on?
Those backpacks are, I can't say the word that they are.
So the backpack that we have, her diaper bag is a backpack, and it's straps onto the stroller.
You could do that.
Yeah.
Well, but then you're still.
But you still have to. They still have to go through it.
They're going to check every single compartment in that backpack.
Because we don't have a stroller that has
And it's
sections.
a pain in the A.
No, but we have the same stroller Bev had.
You have yeah, you do.
Yeah, we do.
You have
No.
a city something or other.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
you
so
would
it
think
has
you
a
would.
little bit.
I just
underneath.
have the jogging. Why I have the jogging version?
Yeah,
Who
it's
knows?
the same
But it's the
exact
same
one we
stroller.
have.
So behind the seat, you should have like a net thing,
Oh.
and then there's a little zipper area too, and then you have the compartment underneath.
I'll tell you why, and I think maybe you got the again parenting podcast. The reason I got that one is it's easily maneuverable and it has a lower center of gravity, so it doesn't you can't like throw it.
It doesn't tip.
It doesn't tip, right?
Yeah.
So and that's why, and it's actually the shortest of most of the strollers out there.
And no one's going to steal it. That's the plus as well.
Why?
You could park it and no one's going to steal it. It's not that
'Cause it's ugly?
$4 billion stroller that got
Oh,
stolen
no,
at
it's like
Disney World.
I've
Yeah,
seen-
but no one's going to
$200
steal it.
I've
So
seen
it's
people
good.
putting bike locks on their strollers at Disneyland.
That's crazy.
I've thought about that too, and I do wonder how many strollers actually get stolen. So
I've thought that my janky stroller got stolen like
Yeah.
a bunch of times, but it's just cast members moving my terrible part.
Yeah, they
Well,
do move them a lot.
they do, right. So if you have a stroller, relax if you don't find it. But hang on. The one thing that I do worry about packing into your stroller, like your souvenirs or whatever, anything in a big Disney Resorts bag, that's what I wonder about being snagged more than
Target.
anything.
Yeah, it's a
Right.
Target.
So while you're staying at the Disneyland Hotel, just have it delivered.
Yep, exactly.
But if you're not, rent a locker, maybe.
Rent a locker.
Maybe it's worth $10 to
Or-
keep your $200 worth of souvenirs.
Or buy your souvenirs on the way out on your last day.
or they can hold them at the front.
They also can hold them at the store when you buy it at the store. If you're a stroller, one of the tips I've given before for a stroller is to get some kind of colorful ribbon or something, especially if you bring your own.
Yeah,
Tie
that's
some
true.
kind of colorful ribbon or something around the handle so it's easily identified, because you have thousands and thousands and thousands of strollers in one area, and some of them may look the same,
They all look
and
the
you
same.
don't want to start rummaging through stuff to make sure that's your stroller.
Yeah.
Just that's my pink ribbon on there.
Yeah, that's a good thought, and I thought about a little bit about that, and what I think we're going to do is maybe just cover it in lighter fluid and light it on fire, and then that way we know for a fact that number one, no one will touch it, and number two, that's our stroller.
That's your
That makes
stroller.
sense.
That's the one.
And-
I see
No,
it
no,
from
no.
a while ways away.
You'll stay warm.
Right, because it's November. It's
baby
going to
will
be.
stay warm, exactly,
I mean,
yeah.
it's going to be. We're putting the burr in
Okay,
November.
so
you know what I
that
mean?
is something
No,
I do.
no
I
offense
have,
to Gucci, but
I have a suggestion.
burr
This is one that we didn't talk about. I would pack pajamas
for you.
for I wish.
Walking around.
That were socially acceptable. Fool, you have no idea.
I'm here.
Leggings and hoodies all day, every day.
That's basically what everybody wears at Disneyland, which is
It
is.
terrible. Stop
Sam
wearing
makes me
leggings.
wear real clothes.
Dress up.
I like Sam.
But I would pack pajamas for Abby. So like on the later diaper change, I would go in and put her in like warm jammies, especially when we would go in the winter because it gets cold.
Makes sense.
Keeps it cozy, and then bring a blanket too.
Okay.
Like not just like a throw blanket, like bring a real blanket.
Okay. And then what about parades? You guys didn't talk about
Parades
parades.
are great.
Yeah.
Parades are great. You have an excuse to watch them now. I would catch.
Because that's what I need.
I'm saying,
I need an excuse.
oh, we need content. So yes,
I've been waiting for so long.
the
I always
parades.
felt weird about watching a parade without a kid, and now
No, it's great. Parades are great.
I'm kidding.
And it's
No,
actually really great
parades
to
are
watch.
terrible.
This is part of the reason. This is part of the reason why I think that bringing a kid to Disneyland makes your experience better because you're watching Disneyland through them.
Yes.
And so, like with Abby, for example, like in the Tiki Room, her watching. I have a picture of her watching the birds, and it's just so cool. And same
Probably
thing.
blurry.
God,
Oh my God.
it is a little blurry.
That's the thing about jokes about Bev
Still
is
hate you.
they're usually correct. So don't hate on me.
Also, but parade's the same, and the more she seemed to be sort of enthralled in it, the characters will actually come out and they'll address the kids too, and they were always like really friendly, and I thought it
Pick
made
her
me
up
cry
and
several times.
Stealer.
No.
It's too bad. Man, one time I remember I was at Great America, and for some reason they had the 3 little pigs in like suits
Okay.
out there, and I was like 5 or 6.
Okay.
One of those bleeping pigs
Right.
came up to me, took my hat off my head, literally ran away and threw it over a fence.
What?
And I remember that to this day. Like my dad has a photo, and I should find the photo. Now that I've told the story, I should dig through my photos and find it. It was like before the event actually happened. And I was probably, because look, this might surprise nobody, but I was not the greatest kid in the universe.
Okay.
I was very obnoxious and threw tantrums and got my way whenever I wanted, and I was just not a very good child.
Okay.
Right. So maybe the pig, this is like a defense mechanism. We're like, you know what? I'm protected in the suit. I'm going to snake this kid's hat. And it wasn't like over like a 10-foot fence, but it was like the wrought iron, fences to protect the trees. So went, boop! And I remember looking at my dad going, I don't know what to do now. I can't get it. So the fence was there. I couldn't cross the fence. I'm not supposed to.
Right. What in the world?
It's so funny because you're such a bad kid, as you say.
You won't cross the fence.
But you will not break a rule to save your life.
Well, or my hat.
He's a stickler.
Your hat. Oh my god.
This dude is a stickler.
It is so confusing.
I have to tell you, that's my favorite story, like, that you've ever told.
So good. And I think I even had these like corduroy shorts on.
Yes.
Like, I gotta find that photo now, man. But that's cool that they'll come and interact with the kid.
They'll come. Yeah.
I'm just, I don't know. I'm still nervous about it. But honestly, I'm really excited about it at the same time because I know, it's funny, coming back, I'm already, not nervous, but not looking forward to basically replacing all of my earlier opinions about people with strollers at Disneyland. Why do you need a stroller? And don't go to the parks until they're walking because it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And we'll see. Maybe to me that holds up. Maybe to me it makes no sense to go to Disneyland without a kid who can't walk. Not can't walk. Hasn't started walking yet.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Maybe.
Thank you for rephrasing.
Yeah. Good job.
Sorry, Timmy, you can't walk. We're not going to the park. We'll watch The Last Starfighter on Blu-ray again, and it'll be great for you.
Tiny Tim.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Taren, do you feel
prepared?
A little more prepared? A little more confident?
Bit, yeah.
Comfortable? I'm just looking forward to staying at Disneyland Hotel.
It's dope, dude. Dope.
Yeah.
Can I borrow a couple $100?
Yeah, can you loan it to me first? I'll give it right back to you.
Yes.
I think we're going to have the same problems that we have today when we're on vacation, but maybe a little less because she does seem to do better when she's out.
Okay, that's good.
So I think that will be okay. I think it's going to be fine.
Okay.
But she's crying, so I gotta go.
Okay.
I thought I heard that.
All right. God bless. We're just doing a little Disney news, so don't worry about it. You're not going to miss too much. She's going to miss everything, guys. Where are you going?
I'm done with blowing this popsicle stand.
All right, Bev's leaving.
March in the past, present, and future with all the news that's fit to cover. It's the Ears Up Disney News.
Just us boys. Just us boys. No girls allowed. Terrence, close that door. Lock it. No girls allowed in the podcast booth. This is a cool news story. Disney launches Black Panther animated series. And I recently watched Black Panther like last week, and it's a mess of a story, but I did enjoy it.
Okay, good.
I
liked it a lot. No, it's good.
I didn't like it as much as everyone hyped it to be. But I think I didn't connect with it really as much as you know.
Yeah.
As you did.
Yes,
you know
I understand. Yes. No, I think the best part of the movie was the fact that everyone had a slightly different African accent. Like, aren't you guys from like next door to each other?
We will protect Wakanda.
I know. And then Forrest Whitaker, dude. I'm like, Forrest Whitaker just could have been like, yes, I'm African, and like that's fine. I would have been okay with that because him trying to do the accent was not cool.
Marvel's Avengers Black Panther's Quest will technically be the 5th season of Disney XD's popular Avengers Assemble series. It'll focus squarely on the Wakandan king as he embarks on a series of adventures with sister and trusted tech whiz companion Shuri by his side. The animated series will showcase Black Panther against old and new foes as he tries to come to terms with the newly acquired responsibility as king and his newfound duties as a member of the Avengers.
He said duties.
Marvel's latest TV effort, Big Cans. Best poppin' big cans here. There we go.
Sorry,
that's fine. Don't worry about it. It'll be defined by considerable action and humor. Weird.
Weird.
It was a humorous movie.
It's fine.
It had its moments.
Yeah. It's all right.
I'm excited about that.
Why are you making me do? Okay, well, I'm not going to read that Orange County Register. Sorry, dude.
Good.
It was a whole article about like, is Disneyland making a mistake by serving alcohol in Disneyland?
No.
I think because it's only at the maybe we're there for it.
I wasn't.
You weren't there for that.
It's only at the Star Wars Cantina in Star Wars Land.
No, it's only inside of the Star Wars Cantina.
That's what I literally.
Oh, you
just
cannot
said.
walk around.
You can't walk around with it.
No. You can't. Walk.
You
can't
have to
leave.
drink it there.
Yeah.
Boop, 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 boop.
The same song again.
Kind of. I think it's a bad idea.
I think it's a good idea.
I think it's gonna make. I think it's gonna make that place a disaster.
Absolutely not.
More of a disaster than it already is going
I
to be.
completely disagree. And the reason why, because you're going to have to wait for 3+ hours to sit down. I don't think people are going to wind up getting plastered. I think you have to go to the thing to get the thing. I think that people aren't going to want to walk over there to get alcohol.
This guy right here.
Really? So would you want to wait 3 hours to get 1 or 2 drinks in a cantina?
You're misunderstanding me. I'm not saying that it's going to be a disaster because people are going to get hammered. I'm saying it's going to be a disaster because people are going to be like, what? There's alcohol in Disneyland?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going there.
People are, yeah. Well, people are up in arms right now.
They are, and I wouldn't get too hyphy about it because I really don't care that hard, which is weird for me to say. But I do think it's a mistake because we don't need it.
There's a park right over there.
Right, there's enough of a draw in Star Wars Land that you don't need to bring anybody into that park for alcohol.
Right.
And then the people that are in the cantina, unless you have a time limit, it's part of your daily story that goes on within the land.
Right.
So you're going to be tying up an integral part of like a story hub. Why are you laughing?
Because I'm just imagining all the interactions with drunk people who have a story going on.
Hey, you told me that I couldn't get the power converters at John Tesh Station, but I know. And how many people are going to try to go? My friend doesn't like you.
I know.
And then someone's going to go, I'm sorry to hear that. I don't like you either. And then just take a swing at someone like,
dude, I am the droid you're looking for.
What movie is that from?
Oh my god.
Get out of my studio. So we
No, for real though, I actually don't know. I've seen all of the movies.
Wars.
Just the original?
Yes.
Episode 4.
So this
That's
is
the
a
one with Jar
perfect.
Jar Binks, right? I'm kidding.
Oh hell no.
I can't even do this right now.
I broke Jason. And I'm kidding. I mean, I wasn't kidding. I didn't know before, but I have seen those films.
So this
boy.
So we were talking a couple days ago about what to do the show on.
Oh boy.
And we're talking about doing some more armchair imagineering, which I'm still upset that one podcast stole our term.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, whatever. Taren was like, I think it was Taren. Maybe it was Terrence. I don't know.
It was Taren.
It was Taren. It was like, yeah, we should do, like armchair imagineer something in Star Wars land. Like, and I go, look, honey, as nice as I possibly could.
Sure, you were.
I was like, I know you've seen the movies, but you don't know enough, I think, about the movies. I'm not trying to put you down. I respect you. I said this on the email. But I don't think you know enough about the movies to like really craft a ride or an experience around the movies that would make any sense. And I for sure.
And you followed it. Bev sure as hell doesn't know.
There's no way that Bev knows anything about Star Wars. She probably doesn't even know what an Ewok is. And then in parentheses, I put those little bears.
Yes.
Because I knew she wouldn't know.
Right.
But she
I know what Ewoks are.
But it was still.
I do love those little bears, though. They're so cute.
They were the worst part of it. Besides Jar Jar Binks, I hated Ewoks.
How dare you?
I hated Ewoks.
Dude, the Ewoks were great.
No.
No, you're wrong.
That's
the
fine.
Ewoks were great.
We can
You're
disagree.
wrong about a lot of things.
We can
Hook,
disagree.
that's definitely one
Like
of them.
Hook?
Hook is a terrible movie. Such a terrible movie.
Hook's pretty bad.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And especially watching it for the first time as a 38-year-old man, it's like, oh, it's garbage. Garbage.
Robin Williams.
This is from The Sun, which is one of my favorite.
Reputable news sources.
Oh God! So okay, any frequent readers of The Sun will know that on the right side they have a lot of like tabloid articles or whatever. Those of you who also know I have a lot of anxiety about having heart attacks. Look at this first story. What is dilosifenac and how is it linked to heart attacks and strokes? And it's literally a split image of a pack, like a blister pack of pills, and literally some dude clutching at his chest. And that's how I imagine I'm going.
What does this have to do with?
I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
Primark, which is a toy company or whatever, is releasing a 15-pound, because again, this is English, Disney Bobble Advent Calendar.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, and I hope that it's available in the States or maybe on Amazon that we can get it, because it's kind of cool. Complete with Mickey Mouse ears and pretty pink bows, these Disney decorations will transform your Christmas tree into something truly magical this December. And considering there are 25 different styles of bobble, which I guess are little balls, behind every door, each tree decoration will set you back a mere 60p. Pence.
Pence?
Yeah. It's not available to buy just yet. It's coming soon. But anyway, be on the lookout for that, because that seems
really cool. I want one.
Me too. This is a good one. I don't know why it's so good, but it's really good. This is from Lake Buena Vista, Florida. A 56-year-old New Jersey man, hopefully not Jeremy or anybody in here.
I don't think Jeremy's 56.
He's pretty close.
I don't know. He works out a lot. You know.
My gosh. Have you seen the picture he posted of his 16th year of work?
Yeah.
He looked like a child.
Well, that was the point. So Jeremy,
young.
for those of you who don't follow on Instagram, he, all those photos now of like, it's my first day at kindergarten with the kid's backpack on or whatever, which we're not going to do that.
Yes, we are.
Yes, you are.
No,
Yes, we are.
we're not. Anyways, Jeremy did that, but he had a piece of binder paper that said, it's my 16th year of work,
That's
and he had his
amazing.
backpack on. It was just, it's pretty funny.
It was so cute.
A 56-year-old New Jersey man was arrested Tuesday, more than a month after telling a Walt Disney World hotel worker, quote, hold on a second. I had to clear my throat to really make sure that this comes across very clear. Quote, Al-Qaeda sent me here to blow the place up.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh.
Deputies said that on July 21st, a greeter at Disney's Saratoga Springs Resort and Spa told Gregory Lasercheck, which...
That's a legit name.
That is the best security guard name ever.
Laserchick.
Laserchick.
Have a great day, which is the greeter told this dude, to which he replied, I don't want to have a great day.
Oh, God.
After making the threat, Lazarchick, it's probably Lazarchick, but let's just say Laserchick.
I like Laserchick.
Laserchick turned around while walking away and told the greeter, you think I'm joking? I'm not. Investigators said a Disney College program intern who witnessed the incident told him Laserchick told the greeter, what if I don't want to have a great morning? The intern told Laserchick, well, you are at Disney. You are almost obligated to have a great morning, which is a little confrontational for seeing it, but that's fine.
It's Florida.
Deputies said the intern told them Laserchick made the threat with a straight face and seemed serious. Investigators said Laserchick admitted to making the statement, but he said he had been joking.
Made a threat.
He said he was remorseful and apologized for his remarks. Laserchick's sister told investigators that her brother suffered a, quote, head injury 4 years ago and had been resuscitated, brought back to life, and has not been right since. My brother's not right in the head.
Florida.
That dude definitely suffered another head injury when he said that Al-Qaeda sent him to blow up that place. People started swarming him.
Dude.
Oh, my gosh, dude.
That's
one more.
Special.
Let me read this real fast.
I can't even believe that.
I'm not going to lie. That's a fear of Disneyland, of someone doing something crazy like that. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah,
insane.
for sure. But, what are you going to do about it? Okay, that's it. That's it for the show, everybody.
Oh.
Wow.
You don't have another one.
No, it was a dumb one. I didn't want to read it.
Cool.
Midway Mania is a fun ride to take small children on, too.
Huh.
Midway Mania?
Yeah.
Huh. And Mermaid.
And Mermaid.
Oh, yeah, I could see Mermaid for sure.
Oh, yeah, Little Mermaid.
I mean, I wouldn't put glasses on her or anything, but just...
Freak her ass out.
But no, there's lights and colors, and the ride moves, and it's pretty smooth.
All right. Cool.
Goofy Sky School?
No.
Another good one.
That's not even from my age.
And basically hold her up.
And that's also not any size can ride.
Hands up, Alice.
Anyway, again, thanks to GetAwayToday.com for sponsoring today's episode. Whether you're traveling to Disneyland, Disney World, or beyond, head over to GetAwayToday.com/earsup. There's no fact of the show, only that our next show, I think, will be on the 29th, which is going to be our 5th anniversary show. 5 hours of content that Terrence and I still have not yet planned, and 3 hours of secret show. So get over to Patreon.com/earsup. Would you, everyone, stop talking over each other for the whole friggin' show? Sign up to be a secret show subscriber, sponsor person, and it's going to be a good time. So party in the chat on the 29th. And until then, we will talk to you guys later.